Communist Chinese Great Reset. In China, they're bragging that they own Joe Biden on national TV. They're bragging how we're locked down, but nobody else is, and how America is a bunch of cowards. But we're not a bunch of cowards, and we're learning the truth.
No.
And the globalists that have rigged this whole COVID-19 hoax are going to end up going to prison. Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and Fauci are would-be scientific dictators and are enemies of humanity, and their puppet is that mindless pedophile Joe Biden, who's not our president and is going to burn in hell.
Burn in hell!
Joe Biden, burn in hell! Joe Biden, burn in hell! Joe Biden, burn in hell! And anybody else? Burn in hell! 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 America knows that there is massive fraud against us, and they've caught the fraud everywhere. It doesn't matter the enemy of the people. The corporate media sits up there like a bunch of buzzards waiting for our republic to die to feed on our flesh. The globalists are going to fail because America is rising and is awakening, and we've only begun to expose their criminal operations. Do not certify. 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 Call a special session and do your job, Governor. Do your job. 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 1776. 1776 will commence again if you try to put that communist Chinese puppet in charge of America.
That's right.
America is awake. America is strong, and we won't see our presidency stolen by the communist Chinese puppet. Do your job, Governor, and call a special session. Prove the fraud. Restore the republic.
Governor Kemp, silence is complicity.
Governor Kemp's chief of staff's on the payroll of Dominion Software voting machines, and he did a deal outside the legislature with the Clinton machine for Biden, and that's what's really happening. Biden is a Clinton puppet, and I'm going to be out there tomorrow at high noon at the Capitol with all these great patriots. All these things and words. Let's get more from Nick Poindexter. Thank you, Georgia. We are here in Georgia, and understand why we're here. On some level, we are protesting the Democrat fraud stealing this election. But the reason that we have to be out here, the reason that we have to be out in front of the Georgia State Capitol, the reason we're out here in front of the governor's mansion is because the Republicans in this state are complicit in the steal. We should be able to count on a Republican state legislature. We should be able to count on a Republican Secretary of State and a Republican governor, but they have failed us. And that is why we have to show up literally on their front doorstep and demand that they do their job. Governor Brian Kemp owes his political career to President Trump.
Yeah, he does.
And he must support our president right now. President Trump won the presidential election on November 3rd.
And not only did he win, but he was the largest vote getter out of any presidential candidate in American history.
USA!
USA! USA! USA! USA! USA! USA!
USA! USA! USA! USA! USA! USA!
Joe Biden says that he has a mandate to lead this country, and he is wrong. The mandate is with President Trump and the Republicans. Not only did President Trump expand his share of the vote by 10 million votes over his vote total in 2016, the Republicans in the House of Representatives didn't lose a single contest. We didn't lose a single bellwether county. How is it possible that Joe Biden could win this election by millions of votes? It's not possible because they stole it. And at this point, it's not even a question. We are waiting for the process to work itself out. We are waiting for investigations to be launched and for lawsuits to be filed. And we're waiting for the courts and the state legislatures to do their job. But do not let that distract you from the fact that we all saw with our own eyes exactly what happened. CNN and the New York Times say that there is no evidence. We've got all the evidence we need. We have data. We have forensic evidence. We saw exactly what happened on election night with the hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots that came in at 4 a.m. And in some cases, it's 100% of the votes for Joe Biden. It doesn't take a political scientist to figure out what's going on here. And they told us for months exactly how they would do it. As far back as June, President Trump tweeted out that the mail-in ballots would be the biggest source of voter fraud in American history, and it was. So now we're out here on the front steps, and we're demanding, and we want an answer from Brian Kemp that you do not certify those fake results. Special session! Special session! Special session! Special session! Special session!
Special session! Special session! Special session! Special session!
The people of Georgia and the people of America and the supporters of the President Trump demand that these results are not certified and that they call a special session to get to the bottom of what happened in this election. This represents the will of the people, and the will of the people must be executed by this government. And it must be executed by this Republican government because it was Republicans that put this governor in office. Too often, we have been screwed over and betrayed and spit on and insulted by the Republican establishment. And I'm tired of it.
Snakes in the grass.
So if this governor continues on this path, and like the Secretary of State said just about an hour ago, if they go through with the certification of these results on Friday, forget about the runoff Senate election and forget about the Great Crusade for 22 and 24. My mission will be to destroy the Republican Party. Because I've had enough. And if they can't protect President Trump, then they are good for nothing. And if they're good for nothing, then they can be gotten rid of, and we'll replace them with a party called America First. America First. America First. America First. America First. America First.
America first! America first! America always!
And make no mistake, this is the globalist takeover. The UN, the Davos group, they are bragging that they've conquered America and are going to make us poor slaves. So anybody out there watching, or anybody here today that thinks this is a joke, is an idiot or a traitor. And that's why we're here. It's a lot bigger than Trump. We're fighting for the very integrity of our nation against criminal outside forces. And again, I want to thank you all for being here today.
Who's going to be there tomorrow?
Alex Jones! Alex Jones! Alex Jones!
almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see
Well,
peace.
then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
The other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody.
Saturday, November 14, 2020, we'll be celebrating for hundreds of years as the second American Revolution.
I have one confidence in knowing that God is on our side. And if God is with us, then who is against us? USA! 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 USA!
We are unified by our spirit that God made and our connection to the Creator and the universe and our children. And we are unified. And this is the genesis point of the new revolution of information.